Hello Year 7. Today we are going to be doing substitution. We started this before Christmas, but we need to do it properly and make sure we've had enough practice at it. What I want you to do first though is some revision of collecting like terms. So we did collecting like terms before Christmas as well. That's where you simplify an expression by collecting the terms that are the same together. So what I would like you to do is pause the video now and have a go at these. I'm going to do the first one so you can check your answer for that, but have a go at it first without checking your answer. Pause the video right now and have a go. Then unpause it to look at the answer for the first one and see if that helps you with the rest of them. Okay, so the answer to the first one would be 3a. I look for the terms that have the same variables or unknowns in them. So the a's, there's 3a plus, remember that the sign in front is important, 3a plus 2a gives me 5a. And then there's only one term that has b in it, so it's plus 6b. So if you were struggling, that's hopefully helped you with the first one. Have a go at the rest of them by pausing the video now, and I'm going to do the answers to the rest of them. Okay, so hopefully you've had a go at all of them now. If not, pause the video and do it please. But if you have, you can check your answers. So these two terms both have c in and this one has b. So 6c minus 5c leaves me with 1c. And remember that when it's just 1, I don't have to write the 1 in front of it. Then there's only one term that has b in it, so that's still just plus 2b at the end. The next one, I've got y here and here, and I've got p here and here. So I want to do 9y plus 9y gives me 18y, and then I want to do 8p minus 3p, so I end up with plus 5p at the end. For part D, I've got x and another plus x, so that's 2x. And then I've got a minus y plus 2y. So if I start with negative 1 and I add 2, I end up with just 1y. And remember, I don't need to write the plus 1y, I could just write plus y. For part E, I've got w, and that's a plus 3 here. And I've got plus 9z minus 5z. So when I simplify that by collecting like terms, I've got 2y plus 3y, 2w plus 3w. And I've got positive 9z minus 5z, which gives me 4z overall. Last one, I've got 1a there. Remember, really there's a 1 in front of it. And then plus 2a, so I've got 3a. And then I've got minus 7, negative 7, plus 3. So these are like terms because they're both just numbers. They don't have a variable like a in them. It's just negative 7 and 3. I can collect the numbers together. So if I've got minus 7 plus 3, I end up with minus 4. So those are the answers. Please mark those, and please take a picture of that to upload to show my homework with it marked so that I can see that you've done it. Okay, so back to substitution, which is what we are doing today. We had a look at this before the Christmas break, and we talked about expressions and how we can substitute into them. Now, I can substitute a number into this expression where the unknown is. So I've got 2n plus 3. If n was equal to 5, I need to think very carefully about what this actually means. Because what this actually means is 2 times n plus 3. And rules of the order of operations means I do multiplication first. So if n is 5, I'm going to do 2 times n, which is 5, and then I'm going to add 3, which gives me 2 times 5 is 10, plus 3, which is 13. So I can substitute a number into an expression by replacing the variable with that number. But I have to think carefully about what's actually going on. So where this says 2n plus 3, I wouldn't write 25 plus 3. I wouldn't just put the 5 there. I need to think about what's actually happening. 2 is multiplying the n, and then I'm adding 3. So let's have a look at another expression. If I had 5 plus 3x, and I'm going to say x equals 2, then what I would need to do again is think about what this expression means. It really means 5 plus 3 times x. Which, because we've now said x is 2, is 5 plus 3 multiplied by 2. Because it's multiplication, order of operations means we do that first, so that will be 6. And our overall answer is 11. What about if x was a negative number? Can you pause the video and copy this example down, please? And then I'm going to put a negative number in for x. So what about if x was negative 3? It would still be the same sort of concept. So 5 plus 3x is 5 plus 3 times x. So I'm going to have 5 plus 3 times negative 3. Because it's order of operations, I do the multiplication first. And when I do 3 times negative 3, I get negative 9. So when I do 5 plus negative 9, my answer is negative 4. Again, can you please pause the video and copy that down? And we're going to do a few more examples. So next, we're going to evaluate the expression 3 multiplied by a minus 7 when a equals 9. So we substitute 9 where a is. We always have to follow order of operations when we're doing any calculation or equation, so brackets has to be done first. This 3 is multiplying the brackets. 9 minus 7 is 2, so that's really 3 times 2, so our answer is 6. Again, please pause the video and copy that down. Next one is going to have 2 substitutions. So we're going to do 3m minus 2n. So we've got 2 different numbers to substitute in. We're going to have m equals 6 and n equals negative 4. So when we're substituting this, we've got 3, and 3m means 3 times m. So we're going to have 3 times 6. Then we've got minus 2. 2n means multiply again. So we've got 2 multiplied by n is negative 4. 3 times 6 is 18. Then we've got minus 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. When we minus a negative, we end up adding. So we're actually going to do 18 plus 8, and that gives us a final answer of 26. So again, please copy that down. For the next example, we are going to find the value of 2y squared and y cubed plus 2 when y equals 3. So copy this down, please. Pause the video to do it. And then let's do the question. So we need to think about what 2y squared means. 2y squared means 2 times y squared. So only the y is squared, the 2 is not squared. And we have to do indices first because of order of operations. So what we're really doing is 2 times 3 squared. So we square 3 first to get 9, and then we multiply it by 2. So our answer to the first one is 18. For the second one, so part B, y cubed plus 2. That means we're going to cube 3. So we're going to do 3 cubed plus 2. 3 cubed means 3 times 3 times 3. So I'm actually going to write that out to remind you. 3 cubed is 3 times 3 times 3, and we add 2. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 again is 27. So our answer is 29. So please copy that down. Make sure you've got that correctly in your books. Now that should be everything that you need to have a go at answering exercise 3F. So please have a go at that. I am going to do the first question from each exercise so that you can check your answers. So have a go at question 1 and then come back to this video to check your answers, and then again for question 2 and for question 3. So if you haven't started the questions, pause the video and do that now, please. I'm going to do the questions for you so you can check your answers, but you need to have tried them already. So for question 1, 2p plus 4. It says in the question that p equals 4. So I'm doing 2 times 4 plus 4 because p is here, and this 2p means 2 times p. P is 4 because it says so in the question, so I'm doing 2 times 4. So I would get 8 plus 4 is 12. 2p squared, again p is still 4, so I'm going to have 2 times 4 squared, which is 2 times 16, which is 32. Last one on the top row is 3 into p minus 2, which is 3. I replace p with 4, which is 3 times 2, which is 6. So your first 3 answers are 12, 32 and 6. Second row on the first question, p cubed is 4 cubed, which is 4 times 4 times 4, and that is 64. 2p, now this is different because this is 2p in brackets squared, and order of operations mean we have to do the brackets first. So I'm going to do 2 times 4, again because in the question it says p equals 4. I'm going to do 2 times 4 because 2p means 2 times p squared. So I've got 8 in the brackets, squared, and 8 squared is 64. So same answer actually as this one here. (3p minus 2) means 3 times p minus 2, which means 3 times 4 minus 2, which is 10. 4p minus 10 means 4 times p, so 4 times 4 minus 10, which is 16 minus 10, which is 6. Last two for question 1. (16 minus p) is 16 minus 4, which is 12. And 4 into p plus 4 is 4 multiplied by 4 plus 4. Remember, because p equals 4, which is 4 times 8, which is 32. So those are your answers for question 1. Answers for question 2. So 2a is 14. 2b, I'm actually going to do them in the order that they are on the question sheet. So b is next to a. So for b, you had to do c squared, which is 5 squared, which is 25. C is b cubed, that is 8. D was 2 into a plus c, which is 10. E is 3. Oh, sorry, part D, I've got that completely wrong, haven't I? It was 2 into times a plus c, not a plus b. So it should be 2, 3 plus 5. So it should be 2 times 8, which is 16. How embarrassing. Okay, so for part F, you've got 3a plus 2c. So you've got 3 times 3 plus 2 times 5. So that's 9 plus 10 is 19. Part G, you've got 2b, so 2 times 2, minus c, so minus 5. So you've actually got 4 minus 5, which is negative 1. H is 4a squared, so 4 times 3 squared. You square 3 first, which gives you 9, and then multiply it by 4 to get 36. I is a times b, so it's 6. J is b times c, which is 10, plus 1 gives you 11. K is a times c minus 2, so that's 15 minus 2, so it is 13. And L is 12 minus AC, so 12 minus 3 times 5 is 12 minus 15, so it is negative 3. So that's your final answer there. Mark those as well, please. And we'll now go on to question 3. I'm just going to give you the answers for question 3. So for 3a, you needed to collect like terms first, and then you needed to evaluate it. So for collecting like terms, you've got 2m plus 5m minus 4m plus m. So all of them had m in. So for 3a, it should simplify to 4m. And then when you evaluate that, you get 16 because m is 4. For part B, 2mn plus 7nm, they're both mn. It's just that they've been switched around here. That's absolutely fine. So we can just say that's 9mn, which means it's 9 times 4 times 2, because m is 4 and n is 2. So you would get 72 as your answer there. For part C, when you collect the like terms, you should get 2m minus 2n, and that will give you 2 times 4, because m is 4, minus 2 times 2, because n is 2. So you've got 8 minus 4, which gives you 4. Part D, you should have 5m squared plus 3m. Remember that m squared terms and m terms can't be combined. They have to have the same variable and the same power. So you had, I'm going to write this one out for you actually. You had 3m squared plus 7m plus 2m squared minus 4m. Now, this is m squared and this is m squared. This is m and this is m, so they are different. So we do 3m squared plus 2m squared. And then we do 7m minus 4m. And that is the simplified expression. Then, to evaluate it, we've got 5 times 4 squared plus 7 times 2, which gives us 5 times 16. Oh, what a load of nonsense. Sorry, everyone. I hope you all spotted my mistake up here. Where I did 7m minus 4m, I should have said that that is 3m, which means that when I get to here, I should do 3, and also it's still m, it's not n, so that m will be 4. So 3m squared plus 2m squared is 5m squared. 7m minus 4m is 3m. So I've got 5 times 4 squared, because m is 4, plus 3 times 4, because m is 4. So I've got 5 times 16, plus 12, which is the 3 times 4. So I've got 80 plus 12, which is 92. For part E, 4n plus 6 cannot be simplified, so I just substitute in n. And for part F, n squared plus n squared is 2 times n squared. So that will be 2 times 2 squared. So it is 8. So those are your answers. I apologise once again for getting D completely wrong, so please watch the second part of that. Check your answers and mark them, please, and then please take a photo of your work and submit it on Show My Homework. If you're very stuck on a question and you need extra help, please let me know. Okay.